The buzz of Madison County frequently focuses on individuals or groups striving to make our community a better place to live. And much of the time, they're entrepreneurs seeking to better our community by offering what they do to make their living here. Recently, we've seen the efforts of some to rekindle spirits in our community that may have, for whatever reason, been reduced to embers. And those efforts recently caught the attention of Shane Bivens, the founder of Vesuvius Co-working. Shane, thanks for joining us. Recently, Rekindle experienced a pitch night of their own, and there didn't seem to be any lack of interest.
Yeah, I think what Rekindle is the pitch night, the goal with it was to really foster innovation and entrepreneurship. And we left it open to everything, but to any type of thing. So whatever someone wanted to pitch, the rent's too high, I want to paint the wall, I want to start the next Facebook. We left it open to anything in that group. But as more social impact projects became involved, it became kind of obvious to the team that a bunch of entrepreneurs may not be the right single conduit to make those things come true. So the Rekindle is specifically looking at what are the social impacts that can be made and fostering those. So it's got a different team wrapped around it, and it's got a different feel to what it's about, as opposed to the pitch night will still stick around, but it will be more focused toward entrepreneurs and innovation. We had the pitch event, and then we had online voting for 2 weeks. And then on the 14th of October, we did a live stream where we played all the videos again and then announced who got the most votes.
Let's talk about some of the ideas that were presented. Could we have an overview?
Yeah, the first one was Community Lens, which the main idea of that is to create a physical and virtual depot of information about city government and city interaction and events to create almost like a civic engagement piece within the community to help people become more engaged in what's going on in the city at a governmental level, as well as what are the other activities and resources that are available within the city. The next one after that was the Butterfly Project, which is a local church that had got together and were placing butterflies into people's yards who needed some type of prayer or some type of outreach to them, whether they had a loss in the family or maybe just something was going on. So when they would get prayer requests, they would do the prayer, but then they would also hand paint these butterflies and put them in people's yards. And they've put over 500 butterflies around Anderson since they started. So it's pretty big reach with that. Then another one was Anderson Rejuvenation. They're looking at what are the things, in memory of all of the sporting events and like league events that would be between different companies in town or different organizations in town. It's like adult league games and kids playing baseball or playing softball and all those things that kind of get you up and about and active around Anderson that a lot of people remember, bringing that back into what Anderson is today with fixing those fields and then using them and creating interaction time for everyone, as well as also incorporating the new sports and the new things that have come about. We also had electric jet aircraft from Pete Bitar. And what Pete's bringing to the table is an amazing business and an amazing venture, but also the impact that would have being the first community where people are free and open to just throw on a jetpack or jump into a flying car and go around town, and just that innovation and inspiration that could come from that, and how that would kind of change the way that we all see not only Anderson as what it was, but what it will be. He brought that element to it. And then we also had the 765 Food Desert. And primarily they're tackling with a multiple prong approach at the food desert issue that exists, especially over in Nickel, Rabel area, 11th Street, all of that area, the 46016 area code that doesn't really have great access to food. Whether that be, restaurant, but then also doesn't have great access to fresh groceries and produce and a good way of getting that food to your home. So they're tackling that issue. with multiple different approaches. But every Tuesday they have a food outreach piece where they have a drive up and drive through, and they put food in your trunk, and they sell food as well. There's a lot of things going on with that program. And then the last one was called Sure. So Sure's ideal is basically look at racial equity from multiple different lenses, and how do we reach people who may think that racial equity has already been solved, or it's a unsolvable issue, or people that have different opinions of it. How do you gather them together in order for them to have a real and true dialogue? And one of the ideals that they were putting forth was to actually have a meal where different people from different walks of life and different parts of the city come together around a meal and share, and what is their experiences, what are the things, and ask those tough questions of each other, and get to make new friends, and but also look at expanding kind of the way that you see other people in the community. That was all of the 6 pictures.
When all was said and done, at the end of the day, who took home first prize from that?
We drew it out as much as possible with letting people continue to vote while we showed all of the videos of all the pitches, which are still viewable. You can go to our website, www.vesuvius.in, which is vesuvius.in. But on that website, you can see all the pitches as well as the end result, and see the winner being announced. But for those who don't want a spoiler, close your ears, but the winner was 765 Food Desert and Marilyn Collier's team.
Shane Bivens of Vesuvius Co-working. Thanks for that update, and we look forward to visiting with you in the near future about another pitch night. Congratulations to Marilyn and 765 Food Desert, as well as all of the Rekindle participants, making our community a better place to live. Support those who are making these efforts. For now, that's the latest buzz of Madison County.